It's above freezing now, so I fill this up with warm water so that, This is our house. That's our porch. That's our front. Some things that we're working on now is food. I just top that off. My little egg collecting buddy today. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Say hi, Teddy.
Hello.
Say hi, Teddy, everyone.
Hello.
Leave a comment. Say hi, Teddy. He doesn't know what that means, but I'll tell him that you said hi. Here, you want to carry the basket? Where are the chickens? Egg collector in training. Fletcher, our middle child, has now decided he doesn't like yellow eggs. He only likes the egg whites. We're going to be doing some more hard-boiled eggs. Maybe we'll use some of these for that. Yeah, a little slippery. All right, what do we have here? Oh, 4, 9, 2. We got 6 eggs. Oh, and they're coming to say hi.
Hi.
Hello, chickens.
Hello.
Whoa. Oh, almost slipped. Should we get the eggs?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, the only things we currently have planted, we have garlic there, in another location as well. And then the carrots that are fully grown, I think they'll be okay. If it gets any colder than it got, then they may not survive as well. But with the temperatures it got, they should still be good, and we'll be harvesting. We'll continue to harvest them and probably harvest a whole bunch soon. Some things that we're working on now is continuing to organize our seeds and get an inventory, an accurate inventory, and finish planning out what we need seed-wise. Putting that all on the calendar and figuring out when we need to plant what. So,
Dad, you want to see something?
sure, I'd love to. Whoa, you just shot the trellis with the arrow.
Wow.
At the end of January, we're going to be planting some seeds inside, like celery, onions. So I just finished filling up the chickens' water from the hot water in the kitchen because we have the 4 nipples on it. So it's better at not freezing than the ones that have like the little cups, if you're familiar with those 2 versions of chicken waters. So 3 of the 4 nipples were frozen this morning. And well, when I checked it now, what is this? Probably around noon. It's above freezing now, so I fill this up with warm water so that, all right, that's my own doing. The greenhouse tarp that I was drying is there under the snow, hiding, and is extremely slippery when covered in snow. All right, where was I? Tonight it's getting down to 11 degrees Fahrenheit. There are the chickens eating their food. The water is gonna go right next to it on the block. Hey, ladies. So we are going to bring in the water tonight. When the sun goes down, I'll put it in the basement. It stays at least 50 degrees down there. All right, there we go. All right, water is in position. Right there. Got the food. I just topped that off. Currently going through about 50 pounds every 2 weeks. Maybe 40 pounds, whatever the bag is. Might be 40 pounds. Hey ladies, for our 12 Buff Orpingtons. We're still getting a decent amount of eggs in the winter. I was actually thinking it was going to cut down even lower. This is our first winter with chickens. I do need to put a cover on the run. I want to make that as waterproof as possible, or at least so it won't get as muddy for them. We've extended their run a little bit here with this temporary fence. I want to do a fenced in portion of the woods, kind of going around with an electric chicken netting, and then eventually put our beehive inside. We don't have any beehives yet, but that's on the plan. All right, so they should be set. Let's go ahead, and I set in a reminder on my phone, so I'll come back and bring that in at sundown, so that way All right, I'm around the tarp successfully. So that way it won't freeze overnight. And then when I put it out tomorrow, it'll be above freezing once the sun rises. So they should be set with water. It's fun learning something new all the time. I know this winter is going to be a challenge. We don't have any electricity going to the coop, so we can't put a heater in the water. Maybe like a solar panel heater would be good one day. But right now I'm just planning on checking on it and adding hot water to it to keep it above freezing and bringing it in at night. Let me know if you have any ideas to make that a better process. All right, so that 5-gallon bucket of water has been at the chicken coop for about 5 hours now, and the water is still freely flowing when they want it. I brought it out when the temperature was maybe 18 degrees, and now it's up to about 27 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's a good sign that I can take the water in overnight and then bring it back out, and it won't be frozen when our weathers get this cold. Long term, we should probably get like a heat source out there to to help the chickens have water without it freezing. Let me know what you guys do, those of you that have chickens in cold parts of the world. I know here in Central Virginia we don't have it as bad as most. I am going to be measuring my garden. The dimensions, I already have the outer dimensions, but I want to measure the walkways, the rows, the individual beds, how far apart they are, because I am making a graph or a map of the garden. I'm using Seed Time. I've found their product to be really useful, and I'm going all out with it. I'm mapping the garden so that way I can visualize what goes where. It gives you a breakdown of like a chore list. So you put in all the seeds that you're growing based on the frost dates. It'll say when to plant them, and that's all customizable. So I'm changing a couple around. But then once that's all set, then each week you can kind of have a to-do list on it to make sure you're not missing anything about when things have to be started indoors, when they have to be started in the garden directly sown. And with that, that's connected to the map of the garden. So when you're planting something, you can say where you're planting it, and it's directly connected. It shows it on the map, but then it disappears from the map when it's harvested, and you'll say when it's harvested. So it's going to be really cool. It does take a bit of setup just to kind of get it all organized, but the goal, one of our goals, is to grow as much as we can within the space we have. So be as efficient as possible, because we're going to be expanding our weekly garden boxes. So it's like a CSA, except it's not prepaid, like people aren't buying shares. That's too much pressure for where we are right now. It's just, we'll have a list of people that will pick up each week, and we'll have some fluctuations for that, but let's have some type of just kind of commitment, weekly commitment. Sell the boxes. We did a test last year with about 10 people, and it was great being able to have fresh vegetables, some herbs, and some flowers in a weekly basket that they can come and pick up. It was great. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the garden and get these dimensions into the software. All right, so it's coming together. This is what we have so far. This is, I know we're outside, it's gonna be a little glary. This is our house, that's our porch, that's our front garden in front of our porch. This is our main garden. It started right here, and each year we expanded it. Last year we added this expansion. So I have this all mapped out to be accurate. It's 51 feet. That's the fenced in space. So the fenced in space is what you can see outlined there. Then the brown is existing garden beds, and the orange is future garden beds. So the orange, I know this spring, or between now and this spring, I'm going to turn these orange lines into usable garden beds. Right now it's all mulch. So I'm going to expand that one a little bit, expand that one a little bit, dig that one, because if you can see right there, we've got against the fence, we've got 1, 2, but then this one here, I never put in the third one. So 3, and then against the fence for the loofah. I'm going to expand the loofah another 16 feet. And then that's where the gate is here. We're going to add garden beds for the kids here. And then I need to map out all of this. But my day job, lunch break is over. So back inside as we work towards a dream of homesteading full-time and living off of the land.